to item 9, which is the Water Lane Strategic Site Proposals for the Way Forward, which, Peter, I think you are to present.
That's great. Thank you, Chair. So the Water Lane Strategic Master Plan site aims to provide around 2,100 new homes within the Garden Town, along with the associated supporting infrastructure. The main developers for the site are Manor Oak Homes, Martin Grant Homes, Persimmon and Taylor Wimpey, who have agreed to collaborate in the preparation of a strategic master plan for the site. You have before you a report which seeks your endorsement of a stakeholder engagement strategy. You can see the red line there in terms of where we are in the whole planning process. This strategy seeks to gain key stakeholder views ahead of drawing up the master plan, seeking insight on how future development can be successfully integrated into the existing Harlow neighbourhoods and to ensure that development delivers benefits for the wider community. This engagement will be set to listening mode and isn't intended to present master plans or other proposals. Instead, feedback for these discussions will help inform and shape the master planning process. The expectation is that the programme will engage existing parish councils, ward members, community groups and representatives, including resident groups and associations, the local business and local businesses as a minimum. The opportunity to develop a community panel, which puts local people at the heart of decision making, will also be explored. The second ask here tonight is to link the proposed engagement with the Garden Town quality of life indicators that Adi just spoke about. This would provide a baseline for measuring the social impacts of growth and change in the area. It would also help establish community-led stewardship by building relationships and social capital with the local community and increase community influence in planning decisions. The final request tonight is to seek delegated authority to the Acting Garden Town Director to finalise the engagement at arrangements and programme in consultation with the Chair and the Vice Chair of the Joint Committee. So in summary, the Water Lane stakeholder engagement process aims to enable the 5 council partners and the developers of the Water Lane strategic site to communicate effectively with communities and stakeholders in a way that intends to build trust and ensures that the delivery of the Garden Town is the result of a genuine collective effort. Following today's meeting, a project plan drawn up by the Garden Town partners and developers will be prepared. This will set out a programme of events and agreed milestones enabling the commencement of the engagement process. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks, Peter. Questions or comments from anyone on this one? No? Yeah, Ben?
I've got another question, I'm afraid. I noticed in the report, thank you very much, I noticed in the report it mentions community panels. And I know in East Herts we've got community forums and development management forums, which have been really, I think, quite successful. Yeah. Is a community panel a similar process? Is that?
What we see the community panel hopefully being, if we can get people who are willing to engage with it, is a group of people that sort of from the get-go, from essentially on that slide, the very beginning of the process, to come on board then and to remain as a sort of liaison between the developers and councils with the local community the whole way through. And we've seen this being quite successful in other garden communities where a group of quite vocally opposed residents came on at the start, and at the end of the process, those local residents sort of came around essentially and were involved in the actual stewardship of the new place and local community. So we that's how we see that working out, hopefully. But we'll have to get people who are interested, I guess, to do so.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks, Chairman. I mean, this is a really interesting site, isn't it? Because you actually cross a number of boundaries from the point of view of it's interlinked to Harlow, but of course we've also got Epping Upland Parish Council, who are vociferous in their arguments at the moment, and Roydon Parish Council, and actually the tip of Nasing Parish Council as well. So you've actually got a number of people that you need to engage with. Have you already spoken to them? Have you called this out to them so they know it's on its way?
So we haven't quite just yet. So the developers wanted to, before this all kicked off, have some very, very sort of initial meetings, and in my view that needs to include parish councils. And so we haven't been in touch yet, but we will be soon. And Royden have been in touch with us last year, querying, you know, when is it going to start and what's happening.
Thank you. And just to come back again, because before this appears on any agendas at district council level, particularly in Epping, we don't want to set hares running. So it would be good if people do have some early warning before agendas turn up, just appearing in the public domain. We will get a lot of noise to start with.
Any further questions? Yeah, Stephen?
I mean, I think this is a very worthy paper and something that we should be doing all the time. Just to take this phrase, to communicate effectively with communities and stakeholders in a way that intends to build trust and ensures the delivery of the Garden Town is the result of genuine collaboration. That's really important, and important for everything we're doing here, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Peter?
That's absolutely the case, and we've seen on sites where developers have gone in with a proposal without any initial engagement, and that's been really problematic for people. So this has been really impressive. I think that the developers have listened to us and said, okay, we will come in at the start and engage early before we actually have a proposal on the table, and that's really positive.
Leslie?
Yes, I entirely agree with that. I think I would only say that it then becomes what the quality of engagement actually is. And most of us around this table, I suspect, who are councillors, have sat on a planning committee at some point in time, often for very, very numerous years. And one of the things that you learn fairly quickly from that is that you just really wish that someone would stop trying to do a sales pitch for you and give you a dispassionate assessment of the project, warts and all. So I thought I'd just get that on the record, because I'm fairly confident I'm going to have to say it again numerous times in the course of this joint committee's meetings, because I've just had the example in Brentwood, of all things, of two different schemes taken by two different sorts of developers, one of whom has engaged, really genuinely engaged comprehensively and been enormously impressive, and has won round the community with some successes and failures along the way. But what has impressed me more than anything else, having spent 50 years nearly in planning, has been the sheer amazing nature of the quality of the development by comparison as a result of that engagement. Now, we all think we know that's what happens, that if you engage, you get a better quality development. But I haven't ever seen it quite as dramatically pointed out as this, by comparison with one on the other side of the road who are not engaging, and the quality of the development, I think, at the moment, we'll have to wait and see where they go, is completely different. So I think, for me, the really important thing is not when they turn up, but that when they do turn up, they turn up in a way which is actually talking to people in a non-patronising way. And I say this with the best will in the world, because once I sat on a planning committee as a lawyer, I told my clients that they must always go and see the planning committee and learn what was being said in their name. So I think what we're really looking for is a high-level engagement with people who are there to make sure that they're telling the whole story so that people can actually engage with it.
Absolutely agree to that. And I think on this particular site where there is so many different parties involved, what will be really key and what we're really keen to make sure happens is that those disparate parties are all communicating in the same way, at the same level and with the same quality, so that through the development till the very end, when these things are built out, there will be that consistency across the whole site as well. So, yeah, agree.
I think just to add to that is the fact that this is coming forward now. Often, even when developers do consult, they consult on their master plan or the application they're about to submit, as opposed to where we are in this process, which that red line drew out, as it were. Any further questions or comments? No? In which case, are we happy to take the recommendations as set out on page 125 of the pack? Yeah, agreed. Jolly good.